In an era where knowledge can bring so much joy to the world, where knowledge can be earned from the tip of your fingertips, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak aims to provide that necessity to the people of the far and near, with facilities that is equipped with the up-to-date technology. Research and studies would be a breeze. Understanding the needs of the many, where knowledge seeking is crucial for the growth of the mind. We made it our ultimate goal to serve you the best knowledge center available. Outside our walls, we go and reach out to users and potential users in hard-to-reach areas. We'd go over and beyond by traveling to the suburbs to spread knowledge. To enlighten them through several knowledge activities via Pustaka's knowledge resources in our collection. Our responsibility to share latest technology and information. This way, we can ensure that the passion to seek knowledge never fades. It is our utmost mission to cater for and exceed the expected information needs of our users. For such noble cause, we study the profiles of our varied users to undermine their information requirements, get the needed information resources in whatever available formats, printed, non-print or online, and match them with the requirements. We take the extra miles of informing users about our rich information resources and tell them step by step how to identify, select, retrieve, and use these resources. We want our users to be literate in information and knowledge. We want them to be our knowledge beneficiaries. As our priority to preserve the knowledge and our heritage collections, we are committed to provide the user with access for those special and unique collections of Sarawak. With the facilities for storage and repositories, we ensure all the collections and public records which are more than 25 years old, and other documents, papers, instruments, statutes and statutory order, regulations or decrees directed by State Secretary to be maintained, preserved and kept in the State Depository on account of their historical value or public importance. We are eager to expand by preserving the collections through legal deposits, donation, bequeath, oral history, and also transfer of public records for permanent preservation, regardless of its format and media. By creating standard bibliographic records, we will ensure the library resources or materials published in Sarawak can be accessed and will be preserved for future generations. We are going beyond boundaries in order to guide, advise and train all Sarawak government agencies with focus on the implementation of records and archives, management practices and standards thoroughly for Sarawak civil service. Researchers can use our facilities to do research on specific materials, whereby assistance is always available.
Having been here almost 20 over years as a user of Pustaka, it has been a very encouraging experience. Looking at the staff, how they operate this place, and for the past 20 years this place is still in a very good shape, and it's even better now. So this is something that is very encouraging for us as users.
I think the best thing is that the library actually somehow in a small way that changed my life. First of all, I think the best is that I don't have to buy so many books, and then you don't have to search so far away, but you already can find it in the library. It makes my life easier. You can see, maybe you say reader is very confined to this, maybe very introvert, but actually the books make you more extrovert. meaning that you can actually connect with people better. Thank you very much, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Welcome to the Sarawak State Library, one of the most unique libraries in the world that is surrounded by a park. Whether you are in need of learning materials, reference material, conducive learning environment, the free Wi-Fi, a recreational place for you and your family, or if you're a fitness junkie and looking for a place to jog or work out, the Sarawak State Library got that covered for you.
Hi, my name is Charlie. Let me introduce you to the Sarawak State Library. Other than the Sarawak State Library in Kuching, we have other branch which includes the Sarawak State Library Miri branch and the State Record Repository. The State Library houses a variety of collection which includes the main collection, the reference, the special collections and electronic collections. The main collections include topics ranging from philosophy, religion, social sciences, languages, pure science, technology, art, literature, and history.
We do have non-fictional collection to suit your leisure reading. Did I mention that we have newspaper that we update daily and are available in the newspaper room? No, we have that too. The reference material range from dictionaries, manuals, handbooks, encyclopedias, and atlases. The reference material can be identified from the red label at the spine of the book. These materials are only to be used in the library and not to be borrowed. Photostating is allowed. Simply purchase the photocopy card at the circulation counter level 1. The special collection consists of the Malaysiana collections and Sarakiana collections. To complete these, we have the collections suits our junior reader. Now, these collections are available for the younger user at the Children Infotech, which is the ground floor of the library. Aside from that, we have computers available for you at the same floor in the Multimedia Gallery MMG. To use a computer, make sure that you have registered as a member of the library. Then, just fill in the logbook at the registration counter, and that is about it. Other than the mentioned material, other material is accessible online. For the convenience of our user, we provide online services as well.
I'm talking about the Online Public Access Catalog OPAC. All our collections are registered in the OPAC, whereby it can be accessed anytime, anywhere. With that being said, by simply looking up www.librarynet.com.my, user get to check the availability of the books that they are interested in online.
OPAC also allow user to locate the materials that they want by obtaining the call number of the book. Call number can be seen at the spine of the book.
In other words, you can browse our OPAC and locate the material that you want and reserve it if the status is checked out at the comfort of your home. How convenient is that?
In the case that the book is available in other library, loaning book is made possible with the interlibrary loan, whereby user could loan books from other library with just a fee of 2 ringgit. What's more, book loan is available for institution or agency that have registered with the library. This institution can loan up to 50 to 200 books without fee. Aside that, we have vast online database collection exclusively for our member. Our online databases includes journal, magazine, newspaper, and books. To enjoy the unlimited pass, simply log in using the username and password that you have created during registration. Other than browsing the OPEC for books and accessing the online database, you could also do an online renewal and request for books too. Wi-Fi is available for our user at the library compound. To connect to the Wi-Fi, select LibraryNet from the list of Wi-Fi available, and a pop-up will appear asking for the username and password that you have created during registration. Fill that in and you have the access.
Now all these are accessible to our member for free. You heard that right, for free.
To register, simply provide the librarian at the registration counter on the ground floor with your identification card or passport. The librarian will guide you to fill in a short online form. Activation will be done immediately after you press the submit button. Just remember to approach the librarian for your membership activation. Renewal of membership done yearly.
Like the registration, the renewal of membership is also free. Having the habit of misplacing things? Afraid not, we do not provide our user with membership card. However, to access all the services and for future transaction, you will only need to show our librarian your IC.
Our membership are open to the public starting from kids age 4. In addition, you have registered and have forgotten your username or password, approach a friendly librarian and they will surely lend you a hand.
Now on to the do's and don'ts in the library. While we are striving to provide you with the best services, please adhere to the followings. No food and flavored drinks allowed in the library. No smoking at the library. Keep your volume to minimum when you are in the library. Remember to leave books that have been taken out from the shelf at the trolley provided or the counter. Do not leave your personal belongings unattended. The library is not a playground, therefore books are not toys. For this and more information on the Sarawak State Library, head to our website www.pustaka-sarawak.com. Feel free to give us a call at 082-442-000 or drop us an email to librarian@sarawak.gov.my. Stay tuned for all events or activity hosted by the library, or for any updates and announcement, follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Well, that is all from me. See you at the library.
girls, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak proudly present to you our Book Bear service. What is Book Bear, you may ask? Book Bear is our book borrowing service provided exclusively for our members. Select your preferred books via our apps angka.sa2. Then, send us your request to the following numbers. Include your details and let us know whether you prefer pickup or to be delivered straight to your doorstep. Delivery is available within a 20-kilometer radius from the library. And guess what? Delivery is free of charge. Book Bear service is available in Kuching and Miri. Now that you know, send us your book requests and borrow books with our Book Bear service. Hi guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Pustaka Sarawak, and to order your book, please check our Book Bear. Thank you.
In an era where knowledge can bring so much joy to the world, where knowledge can be earned from the tip of your fingertips, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak aims to provide that necessity to the people of the far and near, with facilities that is equipped with the up-to-date technology. Research and studies would be a breeze. Understanding the needs of the many, where knowledge seeking is crucial for the growth of the mind, we made it our ultimate goal to serve you the best knowledge center available. Outside our walls, we go and reach out to users and potential users in hard-to-reach areas. We'd go over and beyond by traveling to the suburbs to spread knowledge. to enlighten them through several knowledge activities via Pustaka's knowledge resources in our collection. Our responsibility to share latest technology and information. This way, we can ensure that the passion to seek knowledge never fades. It is our utmost mission to cater for and exceed the expected information needs of our users. For such noble cause, we study the profiles of our varied users to undermine their information requirements, get the needed information resources in whatever available formats, printed, non-print or online, and match them with the requirements. We take the extra miles of informing users about our rich information resources and tell them step by step how to identify, select, retrieve and use these resources. We want our users to be literate in information and knowledge. We want them to be our knowledge beneficiaries. As our priority to preserve the knowledge and our heritage collections, we are committed to provide the user with access for those special and unique collections of Sarawak. With the facilities for storage and repositories, we ensure all the collections and public records which are more than 25 years old, and other documents, papers, instruments, statutes and statutory order, regulations or decrees directed by State Secretary to be maintained, preserved and kept in the State Depository on account of their historical value or public importance. We are eager to expand by preserving the collections through legal deposits, donation, bequeath, oral history and also transfer of public records for permanent preservation, regardless of its format and media. By creating standard bibliographic records, we will ensure the library resources or materials published in Sarawak can be accessed and will be preserved for future generations. We are going beyond boundaries in order to guide, advise and train all Sarawak government agencies with focus on the implementation of records and archives, management practices and standards thoroughly for Sarawak civil service. Researchers can use our facilities to do research on specific materials, whereby assistance is always available.
Having been here almost 20 over years as a user of Pustaka, it has been a very encouraging experience. Looking at the staff, how they operate this place, and for the past 20 years, this place is still in a very good shape, and it's even better now. So this is something that is very encouraging for us as users.
I think the best thing is that the library actually somehow in a small way that changed my life. First of all, I think the best is that I don't have to buy so many books, and then you don't have to search so far away, but you already can find it in the library. It makes my life easier. You can see, maybe you say reader is very confined to this, maybe very introvert, but actually the books make you more extrovert, meaning that you can actually connect with people better. Thank you very much, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Welcome to the Sarawak State Library, one of the most unique libraries in the world that is surrounded by a park. Whether you are in need of learning materials, reference material, conducive learning environment, the free Wi-Fi, a recreational place for you and your family, or if you're a fitness junkie and looking for a place to jog or work out, the Sarawak State Library got that covered for you.
Hi, my name is Charlie. Let me introduce you to the Sarawak State Library. Other than the Sarawak State Library in Kuching, we have other branch which includes the Sarawak State Library Miri branch and the State Record Repository. The State Library houses a variety of collection which includes the main collection, the reference, the special collections, and electronic collections. The main collections include topics ranging from philosophy, religion, social sciences, languages, pure science, technology, art, literature, and history.
We do have non-fictional collection to suit your leisure reading. Did I mention that we have newspaper that we update daily and are available in the newspaper room? No, we have that too. The reference material range from dictionaries, manuals, handbooks, encyclopedias, and atlases. The reference material can be identified from the red label at the spine of the book. These materials are only to be used in the library and not to be borrowed. Photostating is allowed. Simply purchase the photocopy card at the circulation counter level 1. The special collection consists of the Malaysiana collections and Sarakiana collections. To complete these, we have the collections suits our junior reader. Now, these collections are available for the younger user at the Children Infotech, which is the ground floor of the library. Aside from that, we have computers available for you at the same floor in the Multimedia Gallery MMG. To use a computer, make sure that you have registered as a member of the library. Then, just fill in the logbook at the registration counter, and that is about it. Other than the mentioned material, other material is accessible online. For the convenience of our user, we provide online services as well.
I'm talking about the Online Public Access Catalog OPAC. All our collections are registered in the OPAC, whereby it can be accessed anytime, anywhere. With that being said, by simply looking up www.librarynet.com.my, user get to check the availability of the books that they are interested in online.
OPAC also allow user to locate the materials that they want by obtaining the call number of the book. Call number can be seen at the spine of the book.
In other words, you can browse our OPAC and locate the material that you want and reserve it if the status is checked out at the comfort of your home. How convenient is that?
In the case that the book is available in other library, loaning book is made possible with the interlibrary loan, whereby user could loan books from other Good afternoon and welcome to today's online database training on GALE State Papers Online Colonial. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already confirmed your attendance, kindly do so by clicking the link provided to you in the chat box. And then be reminded that the e-certificate will be provided for your participation today. So it is important for you to make sure that your name and your IC number is entered correctly. Right, so everyone, today's session will be on GALE State Papers Online. It is brought to you by Lifelong Learning and Information Literacy Division of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Now, what is State Papers Online Colonial? State Paper Online Colonial is a digital archive by GALE that provides access to British colonial office files, offering invaluable insights into the administration and governance of British colonies, particularly in Asia. Now, these colonial office files document documented 200 years of British engagement with the people and resources of Singapore, Brunei, Labuan, Sarawak, and British North Borneo, which now known as Sabah. Researchers will find insight into Britain administration and governance of these countries, their international relation across the period, and the changing demographics and daily life of inhabitants. Now, today's objective is to learn, access, and navigate State Papers Online Colonial Asia Part 2, tips for locating materials related to colonial governance, migration, and culture, and lastly, ways to integrate archival sources into academic and historical research. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I am not alone. With me today is Mr. Sean Chia. Mr. Sean Chia is a senior sales manager in GALE, a Cengage company based in Singapore. In this role, he supports sales activities in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. He has been in this role in the company for past 19 plus years. He loves to travel, especially to countries with rich historical stories to tell. Hi, Mr. Sean.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how's the weather over there?
Oh, it's crazy. You can be like have a super sunny hot sun this minute, and then suddenly a thunderstorm the next minute. It's like,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
And we are in May.
Right.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, it's the same here in Kuching, in Sarawak. So before we begin, before I hand over the session to you, I will allow me to guide our audience to assessing GALE State Papers Online Colonial.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, give me a moment. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can access the online database GALE State Papers Online Colonial. But before that, be sure that your account is already, your library account, Angkasa account is already linked to Sarawak ID. Only then you are able to access the online database. Now, once you have that sorted out, what you do is that you just Google on any browser that you are using, just search for OPEC Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. And then once you're there, you click on one with pustaka.librarynet.com.my. So that will bring you to our OPEC page. This is our OPEC page. And as you can see on the top right corner, there's a login option. So log in there using the username and the password of your Sarawak ID or your Sarawak Pay. So it's basically the same thing. And then enter the username. And once you have entered the username and the password, you will see this page and just click on continue, and it will bring you back to our OPEC page. Now on this OPEC page, to know whether or not you have successfully logged in, you can see at the top right corner, you should be able to see an icon there of your profile. And then you click on online database. So once you click on that, it will bring you to our online database page. Now, to see where GALE State Paper is, you need to scroll down just a bit and you will see this. So click there and then it will bring you to the page and click on view, and that's it. So in case if you have any issue or anything pertaining your membership or pertaining ways to access, you can just email us at librarian@sarawak.gov.my. Now, with that, I hand over the session to Mr. Sean Chia. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question at all along the way, you just let us know, just post it on the chat box, and we will get to it during the session or after the presentation. All right, Mr. Sean?
Yep, thank you.
Yep,
Thank
the
you.
floor is yours. Yep.
Thank you so much. So just give me a second. I was just trying to share my screen to all of you. And here you go, boom. You should be able to see my screen now with the PowerPoint slide. Shelley, are you able to confirm with me if you don't mind?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So a very good afternoon to all of you, and thanks for joining this session. I hope it will be a fruitful for you in the next 1 hour or 1.5 hour presentation by myself. So my name is Sean Chia, as per introduced. I'm a senior sales manager in the GALE company. I'm based in the Singapore office, where actually Singapore office is our HQ for the Asia as well. So we got offices across the Asia, like China, Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and other countries. Yeah, as for myself, yeah, as per explained just now, this is actually coming to my 20th year of this serving in this company. I enjoy working here. And throughout the way that I learned a lot of all these new type of materials to me, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I learned along the way, very interesting. And I'm very, very happy to see that being an American publisher, GALE is originated from America, but yet my company, GALE, actually invested millions of dollars to develop such collection for my fellow Malaysians over here. And when I speak fellow Malaysian, because myself is a Malaysian. Yeah, I'm a Malaysian. I'm a Johorian myself. So Johor is at the southern part of the Semenanjung, Malaysia. And yep, I'm working in Singapore because it's so much nearer to me. Yeah. And so I'm going to cover today on our GALE primary sources, and particularly on this collection, namely State Papers Online Colonia Asia, Part 2, Singapore, East Malaysia, and Brunei. So when you see Part 2, that means to say there's more to come, or more in it actually, all right? So today's agenda, we will talk about obviously the State Papers Online Asia series, and then we will be zooming into the Part 2 on the Singapore, East Malaysia, and Brunei, technically Borneo, and showing you some of the Sarawak-related documents over screen first, before then we move on to the live demonstration. And also that I have a short video. I won't show, but I will paste the link to all of you in case that you would like to know how this can be done. And we will leave, of course, some minutes for Q&A. And talking about Q&A, obviously, at any point of time, if you wanted to know more, if you wanted me to elaborate, just feel free to put down your notes in the chat box. Yeah, then we will come back to you. Okay. So now, the State Papers Online Colonia Asia is pretty much a very ambitious project in GALE. Yeah. So for such kind of database, in fact, we have around 600 of them in different topics. Yeah. And like I say, I was really happy that myself when I first heard that my company going to invest in this part. Yeah, because what we do here is that GALE actually never own this content. This content will be still the original copy, still with the original holding institutions. Like example, the holding institution that GALE partner with, that will be like the National Archive of UK, the National Archive of US, Library of Congress, Cambridge University Library, National Library of certain nation, etc., etc. But for this particular collection, we work with the National Archive of UK and with the British Colonial Office. In short, we call them the CO series. And we digitize the part that on the document on Far East. Far East meaning to say that the east side of the British India back then. Yeah, so these are all the documents, letters, correspondence on the British administration, government paper on this country, etc. Yeah, and coverage actually not on this part, but on other parts, in fact, all the way to the 16th century to the mid of 20th century. And we are talking near to 2 million pages if you combine part 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and these are all new scanning from the National Archive of UK, CO. Yeah, and we applied with the OCR and HTR, which I will just explain to you in the next few minutes. Okay, and there are 4 parts altogether. Okay, just a very quick overview of what we have here. The first one, the part 1, we released in the September 2022. This is for the Far East, Hong Kong and Wei Highway. Yeah, this is actually on the entire Asia. Yeah, so entire Asia, we call it the Far East, and a little bit emphasis on the Hong Kong side and as well the Wei Highway. That's where the Qing Dynasty Beiyang Navy fleet situated. Yeah, this part, this is where they actually coverage from the 1570 to 1967. Part 2, which is today's topic, released in September 2023. So this one will cover the Singapore, East Malaysia, and Brunei. So coverage 1844 to 1967, slightly more than 500,000 pages. Part 3 will be on the Semenanjung, Malaysia. So this one will be on the Malay states, Malaya, and Straits Settlement. We just released it about half a year ago. And Part 4, upcoming, likely should be in the month of June or July, we are releasing the Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong supplement. Yeah, so this will be the Part 4 will be supplement to the 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, now you might have some question here. Why this Part 4 never been in the Part 1, 2, 3 initially, since you say that these are supplements? Yeah, that's because of many reasons. One of the reasons is that it looks simple that if you can actually just go to the certain CO file and make them fall into respective module. But I actually asked my acquisition editor the same thing. He said that it wasn't like that. The moment that you step into the British Archive, to the Colonial Office, these files are everywhere. And some of them that, they're actually containing many files that, example, that irrelevant to what we are currently doing. Yeah, so there are a lot of human work in between to split these files, into the respective modules. And ultimately, the more that they do, the more that they found that, oh, they are actually more than that. So that is why that we are actually able to come up with a module 4 as a supplement for Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong aspect. Yeah, so this will actually fit to the bigger appetite of the researchers in this area. But of course, today we are going to cover just the Part 2, which is actually made available by the Pustaka Negeri Sarawak on the Singapore, East Malaysia, and Brunei. So what we do here, how we handle this, all right? And we actually partner with them, we sign agreement. A lot of the libraries or these historical archive holding institutions, they're having a lot of difficulty talking about preservations. It's not easy at all. I believe that among us, many of you are information expert and librarians over here. If you are handling this part, you will know that how difficult it is. Yeah, because it can be like, ink smudge, dog ear, torn page, stains, etc., etc. This is really difficult, and especially that we are actually handling such kind of information from the government agency. So our people have to handling it delicately. Yeah, and sometimes we even have case that we are scanning the only one left copy in the world in terms of physical format. Yeah, so this is really difficult. And we scan all these documents in a high resolution format so that when you examine this document via your screen, you can see that as clear as it is, regardless of how you zoom in. Okay, so we scan that. But scanning alone, there's no big deal. Anyone can do scanning. Yourself can do scanning, myself can do scanning at home, even my son, 14 years old, he can do scanning anytime at home with a scanner. So the secret sauce of all this content that enable us to conduct a full text searching among the million pages will be the technology of optical character recognition. In short, we call it OCR, which is, I don't think it's a stranger to anyone nowadays. OCR, it's been in the industry for decades. So this is something that everyone know about, that computer trying to read the typewritten documents, and make them searchable. However, we all know that during that era, there are a lot of all these handwritten documents around, in certain kind of manuscript. So we apply newer technology. We call it the handwritten text recognition, in short, HTR. Okay, so you can see that the top one will be the OCR. The bottom one will be a HTR, handwritten text recognition. And this is where that we apply with this technology. That is why we are able to find, example, in my example here is opium trade, all right, in the thousands and millions of documents among. We can even pinpoint to you where is it, and we even highlight for you the key term that you just search. Okay, so this will be a technology that we apply over here. You will see how it works later in the live demonstration. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. So a little bit elaboration on the Part 2, Singapore, East Malaysia, and Brunei. So down here we have about 100 over years of the collection. Housing in the British Archive Colonial Office. So I'm sure you know more than me in terms of the history of the Borneo. So the White Raja, the North Borneo Charter Company, Brunei or Sulu Sultanate, Japanese invasion, etc., etc., etc. And we include thousands of the photographs, maps, illustrations, tables, drawings, etc. over here as well. Okay. Now, if I want to break down on what's in it, yeah, some of the researchers are very, very interested to know that I want to see the full view. Give me the full view. I want to see what's inside here. Yeah, I probably like using some of the CO files, but I'm not sure that what's in it. Can you show me? Yep, over my screen, I'm showing you all the files that are available in this module. So we start with the CO144, CO352, 404, 487, and this will be on the Labuan. Yeah, you might be saying that, wow, Labuan it is the tiny island over there. It doesn't contain much, right? No, it's not actually. Yeah, that's because of the British actually colonized Labuan at that period. But they are already crouching over and get the intelligence, everything, and in a way that if I put in a layman term, they're probably just busybody with the neighboring. Yeah, so they have a lot of files that containing on the Borneo. Yeah, just in this couple of the CO files. And obviously, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that this will be the region specific, like for the North Borneo, today's Sabah, British North Borneo, original correspondent, CO531, CO777, British North Borneo, register of a correspondent, 778, register of outletters, CO874, that will be the British North Borneo Company. Yeah. And scroll down a little bit, we go to the Sarawak original correspondent, and also the CO1040, the Raja of Sarawak Fund papers. And then on the Brunei, give me a second. Yeah, okay. And then also the Singapore, all right, you can see that the Singapore CO953. And then follow on to the multiple regions. Yeah, multiple regions, you can see that the Borneo territories, North Borneo, Brunei, and Sarawak, Commissioner Inquiry in North Borneo and Sarawak, Southeast Asia Department, Far Eastern Department and successor. And then this one will be very, very interesting, the 537. This will be on the Colonial Office and predecessor, confidential original correspondence. So this contains a lot of all these sensitive and the top secret files in it. So very interesting. We can try to examine it later in the live demo. And of course, the rest will be the maps and photographs. Yeah, so we can see the CO700, 1047, 1054, 1069. These are on the maps and the photographs. Yeah, so if we add up everything, we are talking more than 500,000 pages over here. Okay. So you might be saying that, how come Sarawak seems like not a lot over here? Yeah, the CO files for Sarawak seems are not exactly a lot here. Okay, that's because a lot of them actually be already contained in the Labuan series. Yeah, and in fact, for all these files, we even do a separate tagging. Okay, example, I can just search on Sarawak, and on the filtration, I can also do a filtration on the region itself. Yeah, I will show you clearly in the live demo later. Yeah, so take note that there's a lot of coverage over here on Sarawak itself. Yeah, but for the pre-World War II, it's actually well covered in the Labuan. Yeah, in the Labuan series. Okay. And now let me just quickly show you of the examples of some of the Sarawak related documents. Yeah, so this is one of them that I think the James Brown actually hired some of the warriors, and they term it as a Sarawak Rangers. Yeah, so we can see that this is actually from a CO144, which is the Labuan series. And so happened that this is actually a handwritten manuscript. Yeah, so by searching Sarawak Rangers, or you search by Dayaks, you can see from here. We actually highlighted for you already. Okay, yeah. And then another example, this is talking about 1890, the annexation of the Limbang district by the Sarawak. Yeah, and eventually that, because of this, the Brunei nowadays already being split into two small parts. Yeah, so you can see such kind of document just like this. Okay, yeah, so this is a session of the Tusan and Limbang district of Sarawak in the CO144/60/74. Yeah, so you can see that what are the documents that being mentioned in here and well documented over there. Okay. And some of them like this, you even can find statistics, maps, etc. just like this. This is Sarawak floods in the 1963. Yeah, so we can see that what are the estimated losses are as follow. Perhaps some of the researchers here, you are conducting certain research on this and how this actually changed the landscape, how this changed the demographic over there, something like that. Yeah, possible. So you have all this, the maps to help you, and also that all this, like example, the tables to supplement your current research, something like that can be found in this collection. Okay, and of course, photographs. Yeah, you can see the Sarawak, Kayaman, Tatu Bandar, typical rapids in most of the upper reaches of Sarawak in rivers. These are just some quick example only. We have thousands of them just in this particular collection. All right. So this will be the video. I'm not going to show over here, yeah, to save your time, but later I will just copy and paste the link in the chat box. So if you are keen on that, this is about a 6 to 7 minute short video only. Yeah, so you can see that how we handle all this part and the philosophy of why we are doing all this and how we do this. Okay, yeah, this is with the National Archive. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. All right. And now, of course, you're joining this because you know that the State Papers Online Colonial Asia Part 2, Singapore, East Malaysia, and Brunei is now available from your state library. And by now, you should know how to access already. And I will go through a live demonstration, yeah, in the next 1 minute. So if you have any question, feel free to type in the chat box before I go on the live demonstration, okay? And at the same time, I will just copy and paste the link for you for the video, okay? So feel free to ask any question if you have any. So let me get back to the chat box. Okay. All right, I have posted the link for the video that I just mentioned. Yeah, you can watch it later. Yeah, no problem at all. Okay. So any questions so far? Hold on. Is there anyone? Okay, yeah, the ones that you have shown were they all available in Pustaka. For the part 2, yeah, in this case that there will be a part 2 for the Singapore, East Malaysia and Brunei. Yes, this already available in Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Yep. So I hope I answer your question, Sophia. Okay, that would be this one, the one that I frame out here. Okay, the part 2. Okay. All right. Can I download the photos? Yes, I will show you in the live demo later. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay. So keep on coming, keep the question coming. Yeah. At the same time, let me just share my another screen first. Yeah. While I'm preparing, yeah, keep on coming with your questions. Yeah. And I'm preparing to log in. Just give me a moment. Okay. Share. Okay. Now you should be watching. You should be reading the platform now that I'm showing on my screen now, and seeing that GALE Primary Sources State Papers Online Colonia. Okay. So let me just double check any more question. No. Okay. Good. So I will just carry on. Okay. Yep. So now you know that we have a Pustaka Negeri Sarawak on the top here. And over here, if you would like to change the language of the interface, by all means to do that, there are quite a number of them. Okay, but for now, I will just retain as English as it is. And you can see the sign in with Google, sign in with Microsoft. You may just sign in with your personal. Okay, I repeat again, your personal Gmail or your personal Microsoft mail. Okay, you can sign in dual if you want. Yeah, but I myself, I'm kind of like a Google user, so I will just sign with my Google. Yeah, this is for you to utilize your cloud saving function. Okay, example that just now Sophia asking, can I download? Yes, you may. You may even download into your cloud drive. Yeah, as you know, cloud drive, you can access this document anywhere you are. All right, as long that you have your device and internet connection. Yeah, so you may do that. All right, so I'm signing already. And now I scroll down a little bit. You can see that there will be a very simple thing, just like a search box, nothing unusual. So you can conduct your keyword search immediately. And if you want, if you are kind of like, I'm an advanced user, I know what I'm doing, yeah, and I would like to just use the advanced search. Yes, it's always available. This will be all the Boolean search. You may just add a row to further filter whatever that you are searching. Yeah, and ultimately, sometimes because of too much of filtration, you get a 0 even. All right. Yeah. So you can also define the date, in between, on, after, etc., etc. And if you know that which series you wanted to find as well, you can just limit that. Okay. And something like that. And if you want to see that, I just want to find a map, I just want to find photography, yes, you may as well. Okay, so this will be the advanced search function. And scroll down a little bit, browse. Okay, browse. So everything will be from the British Colonial Office, and also that we have another one that a reference materials that called the Colonial Governors. Yeah, from the I think from the 15th century, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, let me just click on that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm correct. From the 15th century to the present. So you can find the colonial governments at the era over here around the world. Okay, and about this will be something that some of you that, okay, this is the first time I get in touch with this. I just want to read more before I carry on with my access or the research. Yeah, here you go. We give you a full information. Okay, all right. Learning Center. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, I'm not too sure within the audiences, do we have like, first timer or maybe students or maybe like researchers that just get in touch with such kind of the materials. So we actually built the Learning Center. It's kind of like a DIY guide for yourself. So we split them into 4 parts: conceptualize, how to find, how to read, and how to use. Yeah, and this is specifically built for this particular collection. We are not using one for all. Okay, so it will be highly relevant to this particular collection only. So conceptualize about this. Okay, sample topics and searches, content advisory, and how to find the primary sources document, the terminology, how to browse, the topic finder, etc., and how to read this document, understand and evaluate them, and then ultimately use and incorporate into your research, how to do the citations. Yeah, this will be a very common question on the copyright and reuse. Okay, we even have built in the case studies for you. Okay, now, let me back here. And on the bottom over here, we also have another tool, search tool, topic finder, and term frequency, which obviously I will show you in just a while. Yeah. Okay, so if you are concerned about the privacy policy, the term of use, everything, it's just at the bottom. All right, just click and you are there. Yeah, some of the users, I knew that they're particularly that worry about the privacy and about the term of use. So here you go. Okay, just click and you are ready to read that already. Okay, so for now, I will just conduct a very quick search, a very generic one, pardon me on this part. So I will just do something on Sarawak since you are with the PNS now. Okay, Sarawak, very simple. I'm not trying to do anything fanciful. Yeah, they are probably scholars or very notable historian among us. I don't want to embarrass myself. Yeah, so I just do a very generic one, but I will try my best by using this keyword to show you how it works. Yeah, so by searching the Sarawak, so it return me with about 4.7 results. Yeah, so we can see just like this. Okay, you can scroll down and so on and so forth. And there will be a filtration to help you. Okay, so filter your result if you want. Okay, the archive for now we only have one, so definitely show you one. And publication date, again, if you wanted to look at certain files on the particular period, you may actually filter as well. Okay, collection, there will be just one for now. So this one we can just leave it. Series, it tells you that for the 4009 results, actually derived from all these separate CO files. Okay, so example, 2000 over of them from the CO144, 500 from the 874, and so on and so forth. If you know which one that you are looking at, you can obviously just check on that and apply, and it will zoom down for you. Okay, I'll leave it for now. And this is where that we're talking about that we actually tagged all these each of these documents based on the territory or the country or by the region itself. Okay, so I searching Sarawak. Yeah, but if it's on Singapore topic, then you can like this. Okay, or maybe Sarawak and in the Brunei perspective, then like this. Okay, you may do so as well. Okay, region, yeah, I mean, you understand how it works. Language, I would say that 99.9% they are in English because these are supposed all the colonial files, yeah, that actually dispatch back and forth. Yeah, so it will be in English. Sometimes you will see the foreign language, like in this case, Malay and Chinese. Perhaps some of the documents that they also that featured in the original language, but obviously there will be a translated version that follow before the dispatch. All right, search between. You can also try. I really search a Sarawak here. And then perhaps I want to make sure, I want to see something that mentioned just Kuching within this file, and you can do like this. Okay, so it will be Sarawak as well carrying Kuching in the files over here. All right, so if you find that, okay, I'm done, I think I want to look at the total result again, you can just click on the cross here and you will take away your filtration, just like this. Okay, simple enough. All right, now let's look at some of them. And there are quite a lot of the results appear on my screen now. And by default, we sort by the oldest. Okay, you can also sort by the newest if you want. Okay, you can also sort by the relevance if you want, something like that. Okay, by default, it's always at the oldest, right? And before we examine every single document, it can be like, it's not easy. It's like I'm going into the result and trying to read the document itself, and I'm not even sure that this is something that might be something that I want. Yeah, can we do like a preview? Yeah, you may always do the preview over here. Just click on the keyword preview before you read on the original document immediately. Okay, so you can see that it's a mixture of the handwritten and also this is typewritten. So we can see the example I read that the countries and rivers from Sarawak to Sulu and Balugan and the jealousy and opposition secret offer. No, maybe not. Yeah, you can continue to see the next one, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So you can do a preview before you go on to read on the full content by itself. Okay, so now I'm just assuming that the first one is that something that I'm keen. I see that, wow, this is Sarawak and this is the oldest, 1844. And this actually just documented like few years later, which the Raja of Sarawak founded in the 1841. Yeah, barely 3 years later. Okay, yeah, so I click on that. So what mentioned that after 3 years in this particular CO144? Yeah, and they already mentioned just 3 years later. Okay, so you can see like this. This will be the original document in the CO144. Okay, War and Colonial Department and Colonial Office, Labuan Original Correspondent, Secretary of State. Okay, documented from 1844 to 1846. Yeah, we can see just right here, Sarawak itself. Okay, and now if you look at on my left screen, you can see that appearances of Sarawak. Okay, so 57, 80, 139, 142, and so on and so forth. We actually try to pinpoint for you within this particular file itself. And this particular file, we are talking total pages of 837. Okay, and Sarawak appears in page 57, in the page 80, in the page 139, 142. Yeah. Now, can we try to imagine, visualize a little bit? If I'm presenting you, even I'm able to presenting you this particular file in 837 pages, and you're trying to search just this term Sarawak within the 837 pages, it is definitely possible, but I'm not too sure that how long you may need to pinpoint on that. Okay, yeah. And by using the platform just like this, we are actually pinpoint everything for you just like this already. Okay, you can see that and so on and so forth. Yeah, I mean, because Sarawak is a generic term, right? Yeah, so it's a place, it's a location. Yeah, so that is why that it appears quite a lot. Yeah, try to imagine 837 pages. It will take probably some months for you before you can pinpoint where is it. All right, so from here you can immediately, example that I want to look at the page 80. Okay, yeah, I don't even need to scroll page by page and it will jump to the page 80 for me already. Okay, so again, I want to see the where is Sarawak located. It's just here. Now, we got a problem here. For myself, okay, at least myself, I'm not sure about yourself. For myself, I don't read this cursive writing. Yeah, I'm not good in that. Yeah, some of them probably easier for me to recognize, but may not actually. Yeah, I'm not too sure whether you read that. So how? What we do here is that if you come to here, there is another option that we call the view options on the left bar. Okay, so by default, we are showing you the image itself, but you can actually turn on the OCR text just next to it at a side-by-side reading like this. And in fact, this OCR text is always the technology behind this image. That is where that we can actually pinpoint where is Sarawak in this case, or my search term. You can see that he had acquired in Sarawak to Her Majesty. Okay, so compared to here, he had acquired in Sarawak to Her Majesty. All right, so this is where that how we actually able to conduct a full text search among the million of pages. Yeah, so this one is actually quite interesting actually. Yeah, so we can see that the settlement in question will be one of the nature of the settlement of Singapore when it first took place. Yeah, so it's actually that it was actually kind of how to show the Sarawak was compared to the Singapore, which actually acquired a few decades earlier. And if I'm not wrong, in fact, James Brock, he was quite like an admirer of the Stanford Raffles, actually. All right, yeah. So now, again, some of the researchers, they're always trying to find like, I'm looking for some illustration, tables, drawing, or maps or photographs among this folio for my research to complement. How can I go about it? Because there are 837 pages altogether. Again, it's quite impossible for me to just browse through. So what we do here, we even mark up for you the illustrated works over here. Okay, so if there is any illustrated works that includes drawing, includes table, includes some maps, and sometimes photography or chart or something like that that be categorized as an illustration, we will mark up for you as well. So you can mouse over like this before you click. Okay, view of the entrance of Borneo Town from the palette of the factory, something. Yeah, and this is a table, comparative view of trade between Singapore and the Eastern Island, average monthly temperature. Yeah, I was asked how's the weather over here. So if I'm interested, I can just click on that. And you can even see maps over here. Okay, yeah, you can see maps, you can see charts over here. Okay, meteorological observation standard barometer. Wow, interesting. Okay, so if I want to see one of the map example, I can just click on that. Okay, it will just jump to here. Let me close the okay, yeah. So you can see like this, the province of Sarawak. Yeah, I can even do like this, the full view like this. And because this is a map, sometimes I just want to make sure that I want to see it clearer. I can do like this. All right. Okay. Yeah. So this is the, let me see, this should be the southern part of Sarawak. This is near to Kuching, right? If I'm not wrong, yeah, you're probably familiar than me by just looking at it. Yeah, this is an earlier map. Yeah. And we knew that the James Brock actually occupied the southern part of the Sarawak at the beginning. Yeah, so something like this. You can do like this. Okay, so you can actually just turn it if you want, just in case if you need it. All right. Okay. Yep, something like that. Okay. So you can even do an invert view. Yeah, like this. I found that the invert view is a small function, but pretty much important, especially that when I'm trying to read on the map. Yeah, I find that this is much easier for me to read, in fact. Yeah, I'm not too sure the rest of you. Yeah, so you can do like this. Yeah, and of course, this will be the on-screen adjustment. Yeah, in case that, you know, some of the original files that might not be at the optimal. Yeah, so you can adjust a little bit here and there for your viewing. Okay, right. So let me just go back to the result, and at the same time, let me check on my chat box. Okay, so far, okay, no question posted yet. Yeah, but again, if there's any, feel free to do so. All right. Now, the same result, let me just try to change the relevance. Okay, so you can see that by changing a relevance, it now sorted. The relevancy, it will be based on the keyword that you search, based on the sequence that it appeared in the document. When it appears on the top, obviously that we will be on a higher relevance per se. If it appears at the very bottom, it probably like less emphasis, so it will be like at the later page of the result. Yeah, because it's like probably just barely mentioned. You see that, so that's how we actually categorize it, right? And now I'm trying to see that by some of the series. Remember just now I was sharing on the CO537. That is the confidential series. I probably would like to see that if there's any over here. Okay, yeah, so I can come to the series here and starting to do a filtration. Okay, I can see the confidential is just right here. Okay, I click on that and I apply. Yeah, because I'm not interested in the rest. I want to see what this top officer, what these people are actually talking about back then. Yeah, so I have 120 of them. Okay, on the Eastern North Borneo Sarawak financial position, again, I can do a preview before I read that. On the general military contribution, Sarawak. On the Sarawak political reports, Sarawak administration or government, and something like that. Yeah, so perhaps that I find that, okay, the political reports, interesting. Yeah, so this was actually documented 1946. Okay, obviously it's from the CO 537 because I already filled that, and I can click on this. And this CO 537 definitely contains the back then, the very sensitive, highly confidential files itself. So you can see that it says here, a big stamp over here, secret. All right, yeah, so we know that, okay, fine. Maybe back then, yeah, only a handful of people get to access, but of course, by now, it has already been declassified. That is why that we can actually make it available here. And in fact, this CO 537 is unique to the Part 2. Yeah, Part 2 is Singapore, is Malaysia, and Brunei. This CO 537 only featured here. For the Part 3 on the Semenanjung Malaysia, this is not featured. Yeah, okay. There must be some reason why so. I have to check with my acquisition editor why. Yeah, but as far as I know, this is something that you can only see in the Part 2 over here. Okay, yep. So we can see that what's about here. Okay, so you can starting to scroll and continue to check on that, you know, and see what happened over here. Sarawak is just here. Okay, the Governor General's impression of political feeling in Sarawak at the time of handover are obtained in his telegram at 1. A brief factual account of the ceremony is given, blah, 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 blah. You can continue to do that. Okay, and this is also a big file, 490 pages. Example that I probably wanted to check on something. Yeah, I can actually do a search within the document. So you can see that the search box is still right here, right? When you try to search from the top search box, it will search the entire platform again. Okay, the 500 over 1,000 pages. But I actually wanted to conduct a search just within these 490 pages. I'm able to do so. Okay, so example that I'm trying to search, Anthony. In this case, likely will be Anthony Brooks. Okay, I just want to see that in this confidential file, if I just search on Anthony Brooks, how many of them and where it actually mentioned, you see? Yeah, so you can see here, Anthony Brooks, okay, Captain Bertram Brooks, etc., etc. And in fact, while I was actually researching this, I found that this is amazing. When I try to search on Anthony Brooks itself, it almost like every single pages, every single of them that mentioning Anthony Brooks. Yeah, that must be something. Must be something that really serious. Yeah, so it could be like, you know, back then the British was actually pretty much worried about the Raja Muda, actually the influential power in him, and probably that would like to take back the Sarawak in this case. There is a high chance over here. Of course, I will leave you to examine the details by itself. Yeah, okay, so you can continue to do that. Okay, so like I say, almost every single pages, I found this is amazing. Why I'm looking at this confidential file and I was trying to search just Anthony Brooks, almost every single page actually just appeared just right here. And in fact, if you look at that, on the page 14, this is also another document that I found within here when I search on Anthony Brooks, and I can do a full screen view. Let me just enlarge for you, right? So it says that, look at here, I would recommend that we should accept Mr. Dawson's view on the possibility of reintroducing the entry permit system. Yeah, so pointing out that the action could be taken under this system to prevent Captain Brooke and Anthony Brooke from visiting Sarawak without the consequences which might follow action. Yeah, so seems like they are probably trying to stop the Captain Brooke and the Anthony Brooke from coming back to Sarawak in this case. Yeah, so such kind of document can be found here as well. So let me go back, and I'm done here. I'm done with the confidential file. I can just, like I say, just take it down. Okay, point on the cross here, take it down. And similar thing, I'm back to the full result again, 4,000 over, and perhaps I just want to look at the photographs. Okay, I can click on the CO 1069. This is a Colonia Office and Successors photographic collection, and I apply. Okay, so here you go. I have about 300 over of them. Okay, photography 106, Sarawak, Kayaman, Chinese Bazaar Upcountry, Sarawak, the Mosque, Kuching, Sarawak Club, and so on and so forth. You can just view any one that you like. Okay, example, maybe, not too sure. Let's try this one. Yeah, the Sea Dayak woman example. Okay, just like this. Okay, we can view another one. You can just view another one. Okay. Not sure. Okay, Upriver Chinese Bazaar. Like this. Okay, just like this. All right. So if you're done with that, we can always take it down again. Yep, like this. All right. So I just click on any one of it again. Yep. So just now, Sophia actually posted a question. Can you download? Can you print? Can you save or something like that? The answer is yes. Yeah. So we prepared some of the functions for you. The first one will be the citation. All right. So we prepared a citation tool for you, just in case that among us they are scholars, they are students who might be taking reference from here. So the citation tool is just right here. We will give you the MLA, APA, Chicago, and Harvard format by default. So basically, you just copy and paste, and you are done with it. Okay. And right from the beginning, if you remember, I actually signed into my Google, my personal Google. I can also send my citation to Google Drive like this. Within the next few seconds, it will be appear in my Google Drive. All right. And to save the documents, assuming that I love this a lot, I might want to do some offline examination later. Okay. I can also send it to my Google Drive. Okay. So I click on that. So I just show the, I just want everything page 1 to 5, send. Okay. Done. Okay. So again, within the next few seconds, it should appear in my Google Drive already. And in case if you want to download in your local drive, yep, just click on the download. Okay, not a problem. Okay. So Sophia, I should answer your question already. And also that if you want to print it out. All right. Get link. If you're working on something like I'm working on a collaboration with my peers, or maybe among a group of the student, yeah, and you find that this is very important. Yeah, and or maybe that you want to keep it as a bookmark. So that next time when you click on that, you come back to this screen, to this document immediately, you can always do a bookmark from here. I mean, just copy and paste somewhere you may. Okay, now let me go to my Google Drive. Okay, just now I saved to my Google Drive, right? Here you go. Usually within 3 seconds, you should be able to see it appear already. Okay, see that? The citation that I just made. Okay, and also the files that I just saved. All right. Okay, like this. Oh, sorry, that's my personal. Yeah. All right. So you can keep it as long as you want until that you decided it to delete it away. All right. So this is for your offline, yeah, or the Google Drive saving. Okay. So you may do so, not a problem at all. So nothing to worry. Okay. Now let me go back to the front page again. Yeah, because just now I mentioned about there are 2 more searching functionality. One of them is topic finder. The other one is the term frequency. Okay, let's go to the topic finder. So I quite like this. Function because this actually going to show the result, or rather that I'm conducting my search in the graphical presentation view. Yeah, in terms of the result. So what I can do here, example, I can try to see Brooks. I click search on that. And you'll return me the result in a graphical way. Okay, and give you a bird's eye view on that. And there are two types of viewing. Oops, what happened? Hold on. Sorry. Give me a second. Oops. Okay. Sorry, just on my screen are frozen. Yeah. So like this. Okay. So there are 2 types of visualization, tiles and view. Personally, I prefer to see in the view like this. Okay. So I search on Brook. Brook will be in the middle, and I can expand like this. I can also expand like this. Okay, so it gives you a bird eye view. So Brooks, related to Kuching and related to school. So you can see that every single click I click, okay, every single panel that I click, this keep on changing. Brooks to the Raja, to the list, okay, Brooks to Sarawak, to the Dayak, to Sunai, as to Brunei, to the Sultan, to from Brunei to the British Protectorate, yeah, something like that, yeah. So you can continue to examine. Of course, you click on that, it will bring you to the particular result already, yeah. So somehow I myself quite like this because it really gives me like a quick view, an overview of the result like this rather than the list view. Yeah, so I quite like this personally. Okay, so you can try it yourself later, not a problem. And now go back again. All right, let's go to the term frequency. Okay, so this term frequency, it will plot a graph for you for the key terms that you are trying to search. Okay, I can example, let me try Dayak. Okay, it will plot a graph for you and how many times across the years that Dayak being mentioned. Okay, okay, you can see in the 1900, 1910, and so on and so forth. And there's a spike over here in the 1962. Yeah, I probably can add on another row and I can try Murut example. And I will see that it's there a similar pattern. Okay, so it seems like the Murut seems to have a higher frequency amount. Yeah, there's a spike over here in the 1936, okay, for Murut, but there's no spike over here for the Dayak. But somehow both of them had the highest spike over here in the 1962. This must be the on the 1962 Cobalt Commission. All right, so I can actually see that what's in that example. Okay, I can see, I can click on here and it will show you back to the result list. Okay, on the 37 results. Yeah, so you already see that there's a spike over here and seems like, okay, so there must be a lot of the mentioning of the key term that I was searching. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happened to that. Yeah, so again, it's sorted by the oldest and we can go to the relevance if you want. Okay, like this. Okay, so you can start to read the political party and organization, Parti Pustaka Arak Sarawak Papas. Okay, Sarawak paper, general correspondent, Kuching. Sarawak paper, submission, Kuching district, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so if you want that, you can actually just click on that. Okay, so I can see that this is something like, this seems like the local language, right? So I might be interested, I can click on that. Okay, so you can see that what happened over here. Okay, you can read, you can start to read on this already. Yeah, and in fact, when I was doing my research for the presentation today, I was actually trying to see that all these documents, I mean, not all, sorry. Yeah, I was trying my best to find the best example to show to all of you. Yeah, so I actually found that some of them very interesting like this. Yeah, so you can see that this is actually in a handwritten letter in the local language. Yeah, so you can see that the Dayak Enda Patu Debrin Yadi blah 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 blah. Sorry, I can't really read that. Now let me turn on the OCR script like this. Okay, like this. Yeah. So if you see that over here, okay, let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see the full view like this. Yeah. So you can see that at the end here, this one I can read. The Laban Sarawak Endang Bendam Bangsa Asa Dayak Sarawak. Yeah. So this is in the local language. And if I actually go back to here, okay, and if I go to the page 32 again, I'm actually managed to find the translated version of the local language document. Yeah, so this must be the translation done before they actually send back, dispatch back. Okay, so we can open up like this. Okay, so this is where the translated, yeah, language, because Sarawak is where the native Dayak or Sarawak expects to die. Yeah, so this gives a very clear message already, right? Yeah. So this actually happened before the Cobalt Commission and documented 1962. Yeah, like this. Okay, so that's why I say just now that you probably can find some of the local language document, but there'll be just very handful of them because all this will be in the English most of the time. All right. So, okay. I think I speak a lot. Let me just come back to look at the chat box again if there's any question for me. Yep. Nothing posted yet. Okay, so that actually will almost conclude my presentation today. Yeah, so if you have any question or anything that you want me to try to search on that, we can always do that. Yeah. Okay, any questions so far?
Sean,
Yes.
yeah, I think you can scroll back up. There's question from Melissa.
Okay, hold on, yeah. Give me a
Yep.
second. Any cloud service also possible or just Gmail? This is from Sophia. By default, I mean, we have the API to link to the Google and the Microsoft by our platform. I mean, if you're using any other cloud service, what you can do is that you just download it and then you just add in on to your example. Maybe you are using Dropbox, right? Then you can just upload by your local drive, all right? And yes, Adeline, it says I cannot download more than 200 pages. I'm sorry, I didn't mention just now. If example, there is 400 pages. So yes, the system will limit you the first 200. So 1 to 200. And then if you need the rest, you just continue to download from 201 and the rest. Okay? Yeah, so you just need to do a multiple time. Yeah, for certain reason. Yeah, the very obvious reason is that try to imagine if you one shot trying to download example 1,800 pages, that probably take years. Yeah, so this is one of the reasons. Okay, so you can split them by a block of 200. Okay, 1 to 200, 200 and 1 to 400, 400 and 1 to 600, 600 and 1 to 800 like this. Okay, Adeline, thank you. Okay, I'm scrolling from the bottom to the to the top, huh?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, the personal log via Gmail across your browsing activity. Okay, can we bookmark the document? Yes, just now I already shown you. This is Colin. Colin, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Yes, you can always bookmark. There will be always a bookmark just like this on my screen here. Even on the result page, you can just bookmark it and then copy the link somewhere. Okay, so when you click on that, it will come back again. All right. Let me see any others.
Sean, just to clarify, the ability to bookmark is possible when they have logged in into their personal login, right?
No need. Okay,
Like
let me just do a very quick on-screen demonstration. Example, I'm back to the Sarawak again. Okay, now I'm reading another document. Okay, so assuming that I'm very fancy, sorry, okay. Now I'm on the page 255 and I find that this is a document that, or this page that's something I want to bookmark it. So click on the get link. Copy this URL somewhere. Okay, it can be on your Word document, it can be anywhere that you like. All right. So the next time you click on that, you should be able to come back to this particular page already. But of course, if you log out from the Pustaka Negeri Sarawak login, they might ask you to log in again. Yeah, because all these are actually accessed through the PNS, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. So you need to authenticate yourself one more time. Okay. Yeah, so the bookmark is always available. You don't need to log in at all. You can just copy this to any page that you like. Yeah, in a Word document, in your notebook, in your notepad, something like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Melissa, these are only digitized documents, right? The original document are still with the National Archive UK. Okay, or if you want to use the photography or maps for publication, how we go about it. All right. Okay, Melissa, to answer you, yes, these are all the digitized document. And the moment that we digitize already doesn't mean that the rights of reproduction being granted. Yeah, we have been granted the rights to access. So if you are using some of the text, a small portion of that as a reference and you cite it properly, it's always fine. Yeah. Of course, not a big amount of percentage, but because you mentioned the photographs or maps, I would suggest you to visit the library and post your requisition to them, and the library can contact me. And for me, I will get my colleague to talk to the TNA, the National Archive of UK, to grant the final rights. And saying the final rights is not on GALE anymore. That will be on the National Archives. Yeah, on that discretion, not us. Sometimes you may get it, sometimes you may not. Yeah, so this is how it works. Okay. All right. Let me see, is there others? Okay. All right, seems like the rest that Charlene already answered for me, mainly on the accessing. Okay, now I need to come back again. Let me see, is there any question? Okay. Okay, seems like no. Yeah. There are some accessing problem that probably Charlene will be able to
Yep.
answer you.
Yes, I will, and I will also do the tutorial one more time. And I would also like to inform everyone that you will need to link your account with your library account, angka.sa2, with Sarawak ID account. Only then you're able to access our online database. Let's say if you have not done that, then you need to link. And if you need help, you can just email us or you can just drop by the library, whichever that is convenient for you. So we're able to assist you further. All right. So I'm going, thank you again, Mr. Sean.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Melissa, you're asking, you're trying to log on an iPad, but couldn't access the database. It should be able to. It should be able to. Yeah. We have a couple of the databases, but not this one. They are not available on iPad, but this one should be all right. Maybe you just try it again. Yeah. So yeah, there are a few more questions on the assessing. Yeah.
right. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through again the
Oh, let me stop sharing. Yeah, you need to share, right?
yep.
Yeah.
No worries about that. So hang on. So as I mentioned earlier, so to be able for members to access this, so if you have the library account, Pustaka account, you need to link that with Sarawak ID, then you will have the access to the online database. So the first thing that you do is that if you're not on the OPEC page already, so you can Google OPEC Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. And once you're there, you just go to the one with the link, pustaka.librarynet.com.my. And then this will bring you to our OPEC page. And here you log in using the username and the password of your Sarawak ID. Granted, if you already linked your account with Sarawak ID. If you have not, then it will not, you will fail. So you need to link your account first. Only then you will be able to log in. So log in here. And then it will bring you back to this page, the OPEC page. And from here, you press on, you click on online database. And then it will bring you to the list of the database that Pustaka Negeri Sarawak have subscribed. So scroll down and you will see the GALE State Papers Online Colonial. And then once you click on that, it will come to this page and you just press on view. I will also share this PDF as well. And if you have any issue with linking of your account, because we understand that when you already have an account with a library way back, you created a username and password that you may have forgotten. So you may need us to retrieve that for you in order for you to be able to link your account. All right, so this is our email. It is librarian@sarawak.gov.my. So I will also leave this PDF in the chat box. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So is there any more question?
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether it's a bit too bright, but Melissa, I was just trying to use my phone to access. That shouldn't be any problem. Sorry for the reflection. Yeah, but it should work. Yeah, just give it a try again. Yeah. Yeah, it should be mobile device optimized viewing, in fact. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Feel free to post. Yeah. We still have a little bit of time here. Okay. Just double check as well, just in case I miss out any. Yep, I should actually answer all that posted. Okay, thank you, Sophia. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so before we end the session, so my colleague have leave you with the beneficiary link. So do click on that before you exit. And I think that's all from us. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in with us as we learn and utilize the online database together. Your support and participation have made it a successful session. So if you encounter any issue, as I mentioned earlier, just email us at librarian@sarawak.gov.my. We will assist you, no worries. So once again, thank you everyone. See you in the next session. And I will put the PDF here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Yeah, hope to see you all soon. Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Tersergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita terokan. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Tersergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita taruhkan. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Dipenuhi aktiviti, sentiasa dikunjungi semua berbagai bilang bangsa. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah